What is up, everybody? It is your boy, Fro Shocker, the 96 Hedgehog here, with the semifinals of WWC. We are going against my good buddy Miles and his Bakersfield Bear Ticks in the Final Four showdown. You guys can smash that like button. Let's try and get at least 5 likes for this epic semifinals matchup, which could be our last matchup here in WWC for Season 5. Who knows? But also, if you can, subscribe to join the Phil Shocker crew today, because you'd be thrilling with the king of the crew. So, looking at this matchup, Miles went south of the border here with his team. And honestly, it helps me so much. Like, you guys don't understand how much this actually helps my team, because he does not have Grassy Surge, he doesn't have Hitmonlee, and he doesn't have Infernape. I 100% was expecting Infernape, which Vacuum Wave or Mach Punch. I was 100% expecting Hitmonlee because of Unburden with Grassy Seed and everything like that. And I was expecting Thwackey because it's a Thwackey. But, oh my god, he did not bring that. Instead, he brought Articuno, which in some terms could make sense, but I don't think it really did. He did bring Nidoking, which was something I could see him potentially bring. He did bring the Raikou, which did have about a kind of like a 60-40, like a here and there, good and bad kind of matchup versus me. So, but this is the matchup here, guys. This team is looking pretty much defensive versus my offense. Let us go and see if we can go and make it to the finals. And if we lose here, I'm just happy we made it this far. And let's just see where it's going to take us. So, I'm going to go ahead and lead off here with my Groot here, as he's actually going to lead up his Raikou. I'm going to go ahead and go for the Sludge Bomb here. As he extra censors me, goes with the 42% there. I go for a Sludge Bomb crit and get the poison. And I want to say the crit mattered more than the poison, in my honest opinion. Because, again, like I said, I have Choice Scarf, Togekiss that can handle Raikou in the bag. I have a Luxray that walls like Raikou. I have Extra Drill. I have this thing that can beat it as well. And once Sand's up, I have Styling. So I felt like what mattered here more was the crit over the Toxic, because I felt like the Toxic didn't really matter in some words. But this really cripples wrong Raikou now, because Raikou can't do anything else against my team. So there was that. He actually makes such a... First off, shoutouts to Miles with that read. That was a read that I was not expecting to see right there. He goes for the Volt Switch on the Togekiss switch in, which... Gotta give the man props on that play right there. Brings in the Nidoking. I'm actually not faster than Scarf King, but now I see a substitute here, which tells me that he is not Scarf. And he actually reveals to be physical Nidoking. Very surprised by that. I'm going to my Lux right here in case he wants to try to sub here. Goes for the Poison Jab. I'm actually going to take the hit really to be good here. I'm just going to fire an HP Ice here, and in comes the Palossand. Takes about a good chunk. I'm going to fire off a Toxic right here. I luckily do not miss, as he's actually going to Sludge Bomb, probably predicting my Togekiss to come in here. Very smart read on his end there, but I'm just going to basically sack off my Luxray. My Luxray, in all honesty, doesn't do me too much in this game with the moves. I mean, yeah, it would be really good coverage, but... And next, I'm going to bring my style. I'm just going to click Crunch here. There's no reason not to. Reveals to be Rocky Helmet, which is a very smart bring on his end. In comes the Sheep, and here comes the Cotton Guard. I'm going to go for Sleep Powder. He makes the smart play, goes into his Articuno. I'm going to go ahead and set up my Siege right here, I believe. And basically, Raikou is going to go down this next turn. And I'm going to go right into Gigalith. I probably maybe should have sacked off Kiss or went into Venusaur there or stayed in. But in comes my Kiss here. I'm going to Air Slash, get the flinch, and yes, I am doing the dirty. If I get, he just goes in Mantine, which is a smarter play. I need to save Togekiss. Togekiss is one of my saving graces in this matchup. I go into my Stoutland. Thankfully, don't get burned. I'm going to go for a Thunder Fang right here, as in comes the double. You see that does abysmal damage. I wish I clicked Return instead, because then that could have. Because Return did 22, 44. Yeah, if I had clicked Return right there, I actually would have been able to knock him out from that range and just spam Return. But I'm going to my Groot here. I'm just going to spam Leech Seed here. He actually has Sleep Talk. So he basically shows off his set to me. as he is rest, cotton guard, sleep talk, body press. And this double literally becomes less of a problem for me now, which is so good because if he was a stat pass double, this could have been so bad right now. But he's going to cotton guard here. I'm going to go and set up the leech seed as he actually is going to wake up this turn. Sets up another cotton guard here. I'm going to click, I believe, Giga Drain here. Do about, because that reveals that he's max HP, max defense. And that body press at +6, doing over 30% to a Venusaur, that's actually doing something. As I'm going to Giga Drain, get a little bit of recovery back. I'm gonna go. Oh yeah, click Siege here. I'm gonna go to my Stoutland because then way I can click Return or Thunderfang here. He is gonna wake up, knock out my Muskie, but I go right into my extra drill. I set up a Swords Dance right here as it's free as heck, and I go for the Rock Slide. I land my Rock Slide, and guys, I want to say this right now. Since his Nidoking wasn't scarfed and he had basically Articuno in front of me, I had no reason not to just set up a Swords Dance right there. I do understand I would have taken a massive risk if he had froze me with Ice Beam, Freeze Dry, or potentially Blizzard, or try to confuse me with Hurricane, but I felt like this is the downside play right here. As I step into the Swords Dance, I land my Rock Slide, I go for the Iron Head, knock out the Nidoking, I go for high horsepower, and the crit, okay, that crit, in hindsight, did not matter, because the most I was doing was about 32 or so percent. So that crit did not matter. Ironhead actually would have let him live that hit. So I'm so thankful I did not go for that. And all I do is click Ironhead, and your boys, the Arma Jolteons, are heading straight to WWC Finals. Off the back of motherfucking Excadrill, baby, picking up 4 more kills. This Mon keeps proving why this is my most successful draft Mon. And all I can say is that, first off, massive GG's to Miles. Sorry if you moved the screen. I was just saying that there was important information that was sent to me right there. But massive GG's to Miles. He played really, really great. He definitely brought a different team that could have thrown me off my game completely if everything got going for him. He did really great in this game. He really did. But yeah, and I'm gonna give you guys a little quick backstory, and I might ramble on to the end of the recording and everything like that. But for those who don't know, I've competed in Season 3 and Season 4 of WWC. I did technically compete in Season 2, but I only competed like for 2 or 3 weeks. That was it. I didn't really get a shiny chance in WWC until Season 3, which was Ubers. And I missed playoffs off by 1 game. 1 game cost me that. Differential did not matter. It was a win-loss record. 1 win cost me because I won my last 2 games that I needed to win. And if I didn't lose that 1 game, I would have made playoffs as probably the last seed. Season 4, I had a relatively Gen 8, pretty much a Gen 8 theme, and then midway for the season, picked up Sand, and I was one game away from playoffs again to go to 6 and 7, and I would have been able to barely make playoffs, probably because of differential and stuff like that. But I missed out on playoffs because of 1 game. And by the way, fun fact, and it's also a funny fact, both those 1 games I lost to were both from Zach, which is pretty funny, I'm not going to lie. But I finally got my vengeance against him in this league, which is really good. And honestly, just making the playoffs was great. I was not expecting to finish in the top 3 nonetheless, which I feel so proud of myself. It's one of my most strongest finish. And the fact I was able to I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit nervous going into the playoffs regulars because it could against Matt, even though Matt was pretty much, I wouldn't say an easy opponent, but he was an opponent I had more comfort against. But we saw how that went. It went all right. We did great, but it wasn't, in my opinion, a fair fight because Matt had school and stuff. Then we go to Miles, who actually was someone I wanted to play, and then actually after I looked at his team, I was actually scared to face this team because I forgot all the threats he could have had. But look where we're at now. We are going to the finals. We will be facing my good buddy Jake or Sandy. And ladies and gentlemen, you're going to get a weather war in the Weather World Cup in the finals of WWC. I want to see some hype for that. But for that, ladies and gentlemen, I have been Phil Shocker, the United States Hedgehog. I'm going to go ahead, celebrate this victory. GG's against the Miles. Great finish, man. Hope to see you again. But until next time, guys, I am Phil Shocker, the United States Hedgehog. I will see you guys later. Peace!